You're listening to the Talking Wolves fans' reactions for the 24-25 Premier League season.
Ipswich 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. Sam jumping back on the channel again. To give us some insight of what was going on, a crazy day, amazing day for an away day, to be honest. Weather's been class, away pub's been class. It's been a really good day in general. Performance was class, I'll get into that now. First off, I actually don't think we played that well. First off, we struggled to battle, we struggled to compete. The midfield were off the pace, we lost so many battles in there. Gomez and Andre weren't really up to speed. It took a while to get them going. Bellegarde was struggling a little bit. So with Manetzi, Larson wasn't able to hold the ball as much. And then we conceded a goal pretty much, which was a championship goal. You know, they put a ball in towards the back post, a lofty cross. We knew as soon as it was going to be, but I think it was Delap that flicked it back in. Headed against, once it was he matched 8-0, I knew it was going to be headed back across. As soon as it gets headed back in, we know there's going to be trouble there. And then that was the goal. So it was such a basic goal to concede, but we let him have time on the ball. We let him put the ball into the box. That happened a lot in the first half. Intensity wasn't there. And then we struggled to break him down, really. We couldn't really get him behind because of the players I think we had, the profile we had, obviously missing Kuna and other players. I don't think we could run in behind them as much because Manetzi and Bellegarde don't necessarily do that. So we struggled to get him behind the team, and then that Ipswich would have been panicking then. And then the second half was a completely different game altogether, different performance altogether. I mean, Joe Gomez, what a player, what an absolute footballer. Him and Andre went to another level in the second half. They couldn't get the ball off them, they were 1-2 of them. It was being like passing 1-2, bosh, all around them, couldn't get the ball off them. It was class for midfield. They won everything, absolutely everything. Gomez is becoming a real player now, real player. If he keeps performing like this, he'll be one of the best players I've ever seen for Wolves. He's so good at breaking up. He's getting more confident on the ball. He's driving now. He's getting possession. He turns away from players, role players away. He's getting so good at that. But one of the big things for today, which credit to Vitor Pereira, was the subs. Sarabia and Roger Gomez, great decisions to play there, bring those on. Sarabia comes on, scores a great goal, takes a shot early, gets a good goal. Even better assist, even better his movement for the goal, and then he gets an assist off Lars, who bundles it over the line. I was right in line with that when that ball was played, when he made the run straight. I thought, even though I was banging line of it, I thought, is that off, is it on? It was perfectly timed run anyway, and it was a class goal. But then from then, we never really looked like conceding that much. We played really well, like I say, we controlled things, limited things. We sort of knocked down, kept knocking back Ipswich all the time. And it was one of those games where I just thought, we look like we're a real team again. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and they showed character. The players were loving it at the end, the goal celebration, they were loving it. And you just think, this is it now. Can we keep pushing? Can we look up the table? Can we try and get as high as possible? Can we go to Tottenham now? We've got Tottenham home on Sunday. Can we give them a crack, see how we go on with them? I really enjoy the day today as a Wolves fan. I feel like we've had a few tough months here, a few different things, and I thought today was a class day. This is the sort of day that sucks you back in again. Enjoy that one, Wolves fans. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
We are back. We're back with another 3 points for the Wanderers boys, and we're going home feeling very, very happy. It's finished Wolves 2, Ipswich Town, the Tractor Boys 1. And what can you say? Another season in the old Premier League, almost certain for the Wanderers. It's always in the back of your head, being a Wolves fan. You never know, you never know what bottle it from here. But surely, we will stay up now. And I mean, it's deserved. Because today, I thought we showed a great load of big, juicy bollocks. And that's what's special about this Wolves team. They grinded, went 1-0 down. I thought we didn't play the best in the first half. And then they came out second half and I thought, get a goal early and we're back in this. And the goal took a while to come. And then all of a sudden, since that first goal went in, my brother was saying, we're never losing this game. And we didn't. We come out and we win the game. And that's the most important thing. And there's some special players in this football team. They're midfielders, the Brazilian ones. Flipping hell. Players. And that's what they're about, man. They're players. And we've got a big Norwegian number 9 who loves scoring goals. And we've got people coming off the bench like Pablo Sarabia, who's not played for about 14 weeks. and he's putting in dimes, Kevin De Bruyne-esque, into the box for Larson to tap in. We've got Rodrigo Gomez running his absolute bollocks off. That's what I'm about. That's what Wolves are about. And we're so back. I've never been so back than this moment right here. We are back. And I don't care, man, because these Ipswich fans are giving it all of this, and everybody was giving it all of this, and West Ham now giving it all of this, and all these teams giving it a load of mouth. We're 2 points off Tottenham. We might finish in the Europa League. Who knows? There's still, how many games? 7 games. There's still 21 points left to play for. We win all of those, everybody else loses. It's Europa League, baby. And I'm obviously taking the piss, and it's a bit of satire. But 3 points, massive 3 points. We'll go home and we'll get to the services and we'll have a nice bit of scrandidly. And we'll go home and we'll go find where Vitor is, because I want to be there. Because he's the man and he knows what he's doing. And I love it. I love this footy club. As much as they grind my gears week in, week out, I love them. And big shout out to the Lord Jesus as well, man, because you just never know these days, man. I'm happy, as you can tell. So 3 points. Nice one. Chair, want to say anything?
We are so back.
So back. So back. So yeah, nice little journey home. But the sodding one, just see you at Tottenham, where we absolutely destroy them at home. Nice one. All the best. 3 points. See you next week. Keep on!
It finished. Wolves 2, Ipswich 1. Great result. 12 points clear now. Better goal difference. You have to say, really, that's the league all over. And yeah, staying in the Premier League for another season, which at the end of Gary O'Neill's tenure, you never thought I'd be saying. But Vitor Pereira, what a job he's done. You know, we were so far off Leicester in particular, but Leicester and Ipswich when he came in, and to reverse that deficit and now go 12 points clear of Ipswich, 15 clear of Leicester, who obviously play on Monday. Great performance, great turnaround, and yeah, today game of two halves really. Thought first half we came down to their level. You can see why Ipswich are where they are. Absolutely terrible team, front and back really, but particularly at the back, awful. But first half I thought we sort of went down to their level. It's disappointing when they didn't really get on the ball. Very bitty sort of game. Gave away a lot of free kicks. A lot of them weren't, to be fair. Referee again today I thought was terrible. But yeah, really difficult first half. Just didn't really get into the game and didn't really get going. But second half, completely different really. Right from the kickoff, all over them second half. And you're just hoping that we can make some of that dominance and pressure pay. And to be fair to Sarabia, he come off the bench and I wasn't expecting much from him. But he scored one and set up the other. And Strand last with the 11th of the season to give us the win. But yeah, second half I just thought we played really well. A lot more pressure on the ball, played probably 10 yards further up. Defence was really solid second half, didn't give Ipswich a sniff. And yeah, just a really, really good second half performance. But like I say, just really good performance from Sarabia as well when he came on. I thought his touches were solid, dictated the play, played it around well, and so got his goal and got an assist. So can't say fairer than that. Yeah, really, really good performance. But VAR was the main disappointment today, really. Scored two what turned out to be perfectly good goals, and VAR just takes so long, especially with these offside checks. They've been doing it for so long now. How long does it take to draw a couple of lines and work out if someone's offside or not? But you're sitting in the ground, you've celebrated the goal, and then it feels like 5 minutes later you're just waiting for them to make a decision. And I mean, there was 7 minutes added on at the end today, and that was all that 7 minutes was for VAR checks. So that's the one disappointment today, really. But won't take away from the win. Great win, staying in the league, and yeah, on to Spurs next week, and you're starting to look upwards now in the table rather than down. 3 points behind Everton and West Ham. 2 behind Tottenham, but they play tomorrow. But yeah, there's a real possibility we might even finish higher than 17th, which, given the season we've had and the fact we haven't been outside of that bottom 4 all season, would be a great achievement. So yeah, well done Pereira, well done the lads today, and great win.
What a result today for Wolverhampton Wanderers. 2-1, coming from behind, losing 1-0 to winning 2-1. I thought the midfield two were fantastic today. If I look at the start of the game, I think the first 15 minutes we struggled. I think the Ipswich fans were on top, and Ipswich started to really play play towards the fans and really get at Wolves, and I think we looked pretty nervous. We then came back into it for the next 15 minutes, and then obviously Ipswich scored. I think whatever changes or whatever the management team said at half time definitely worked, because when we come out second half, we were on top. As I said, João Gomez, Andre, both of them absolutely excellent today. I thought they both created opportunities, both bossed the midfield really well. I think Strand Larsen tried to hold the ball up as much as possible, and unfortunately the ref wasn't great, so kept on getting free kicks against him. I was a bit unsure about the substitutions, taking Bellegarde off. I personally would have took Manetzi off, but that's why I'm not a Premier League manager, because it worked. Sarabia came on and I think controlled the game, slowed the pace of the game down. Rodrigo Gomez running down the wing as well, I think really helped Wolves in attack. 2 excellent goals, first from Sarabia, which we know he's capable of, and then Strand Larsen. When watching it, I thought he was going to be offside, but thankfully it wasn't. So, you know, from Tuesday night winning at West Ham, winning at home to West Ham, being 12 points, and then Ipswich winning down to 9, and then we were 1-0 down. I thought, oh my gosh, we're going to be down to 6. Now to be back to 12, I think that's us safe. And if we can continue this run for the rest of the Premier League season, I think that's really good for next season.
A welcome 3 points on the road today for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think Pablo Sarabia's introduction after the second half was imperative for Wolves to go on and get the 3 points. I thought he added a lot of flair and, you know, was quite direct with his passing with a few through balls, and, you know, showed the intent to go and get the goals. I thought Rodrigo Gomez as well, coming off the bench, was also, you know, nice introduction. He's very fast. He keeps hold of the ball well, and, you know, brings something to that team which we're lacking in the first half. You know, we were lacking pace, we were lacking direction. You know, João Gomez and Andre weren't really doing too much in the midfield other than, you know, passing it backwards, in my opinion. But, you know, moving forwards, I think a very good 3 points on the road. Takes us away from that drop zone. I don't think Cunha should get back into the side either. I think, you know, going into the next game, I think he starts on the bench. You don't change your winning team. I'm not entirely convinced by Manetzi at this moment either, but onwards and upwards.
Surely that's it now. We're safe. It's got to be. Only a handful of games left and 12 points clear of the bottom 3. But at one point, when Ipswich were 1-up, it was 1-up for a long time. It looked like it might be going down to an interesting finish of the season, because if we'd have lost that today, instead of being 9 points ahead, which we were at the start of the game, it would have been down to 6. And the next game is against Tottenham, and they're just above us. But Tottenham are one of them teams where they're beatable, but on the day they could also thrash you. But thankfully, it didn't end that way, because we came back, and obviously we won 2-1. That's now the 4th game of Matheus Cunha's suspension, and he won't get back in the team. But seriously, when Matheus Cunha got that 4-match ban, people were saying, well, where are the goals going to come from? Somebody's going to have to step up. But thankfully for us, that Jurgen Strand Larsen has stepped up, and I think he scored in all those 4 games, because he got 2 against Southampton, and he got 1 midweek, and he got another one today. And Sarabia, he got the other one. But we've got momentum behind us because of those games that Cunha has been suspended. We've done fairly well. And we've got momentum behind us going into the Spurs game. Spurs' next game is against Southampton. You no way expect them to lose that. But if they did, because they're 2 points ahead of us, if Spurs did somehow manage to lose that game and we beat them, in theory we could overtake them. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. But having said that, we should be safe. I reiterate. So what will we do now? will we start giving some of the fringe players some games, some minutes on the pitch, and start looking at next season? Or is he just going to play the strongest team as possible and try to finish with the maximum number of points? Normally, you'd say that was the thing to do, but yeah. But the first goal, Ipswich's goal, was controversial because the player jumped up on Aït-Nouri. He put his both hands on Aït-Nouri's shoulder and he seemed to use him as like a springboard. And his header across the goal went to a surprisingly unmarked Liam Delap, who also scored the goal against us at Molineux, because that was one of Pereira's early games. I went to that because I was in the Stan Cullis Upper that day, and it was a sickening injury time winner for them. And I don't know what was said after the game, but that was the game where Aït-Nouri got a red card after the final whistle, and Cunha got a red card in the tunnel and a 2-match ban for ripping the specs off the Ipswich guy's head. And so today there was no love lost between the two teams at the end, and you could almost see some of the Wolves players maybe reminding some of the Ipswich people of the words what they might have uttered that day. But I'm just speculating. There was a bit of bad blood there that day, and there seemed to be maybe a little bit of afters today. But it was a sweet win, and after we let in that first goal, which I'm surprised that VAR, after they looked at it, they allowed it because he used him as a springboard. But this is VAR and this is Wolves. But they came at us out the traps, as you would expect them to do, because this really was their golden opportunity, a home game against the team above us, and they'd beaten us in the previous game. So this will be a real kick in the guts for them. This has likely sealed their fate for them to be the third of the three teams that were promoted, Southampton, Leicester and Ipswich, to all go straight back down, because we got 32 points. And I remember one season when we went down, it was Leeds, Leicester and Southampton. All three teams were relegated on 30 points, and we got 32. They usually say 30 is enough, but we got 32 with power to add. Hopefully we can get to 40 plus.